All right, so we've got Braves versus Mets. Tough year for the Mets. These type of things seem to happen on a nightly basis for them. We've got nobody out, top of the eighth, 1-0 Braves, man on first. We're going to have a hard rocket shot to second base. It's going to bounce right in front of the second baseman. He's going to miss it. It's going to kick up off of his glove. You can see Ozzie Albies here running. He is going to stop right there on the line drive and start to head back. But once he sees that ball kick up, he is going to take off now. So he's in a dead sprint. He's going to round second, head to third. The center fielder is going to misplay the ball. Ron Washington's going to say, get home. Ozzie's going to slide in safe. So a couple of really, really good things here. And then we're going to talk about it from a defensive perspective. First, from the offensive perspective. We have Ozzie slamming on the brakes on the line drive and starting to retreat back. I always say back in a line drive, not freeze on a line drive, because if you just freeze, you're going to be out. If you go back in the line drive, you got a chance at least to get back to first base. And the hard one is that ball to second base, because if you don't get back immediately and he catches it, you will be out. The second thing is the hustle by Albies. So after he starts to retreat, once he realizes that ball kicked in the center, he is flying. So he's flying around second base there. He is sprinting. Sometimes you'll see players just kind of coasting and say, okay, I'm just going to go first to third. It's an easy first to third, so I'm not going to sprint. But he is sprinting all this way. He's still sprinting. And right here, you can already see Ron Washington, and we're going to look at it from a different angle in a minute. He sees the center fielder miss the ball, and so he's waving Albies home right now. If Ozzie wasn't sprinting, then it makes the decision tougher for Ron Washington whether to send them or to hold them. But because he's running his best time, which is his top speed, 100%, he's able to send him now. So he's waving him home. And again, it's not a super close play, but if he wasn't sprinting, we might not have the play at all again, because Ron might say, hold up right here. I can't send you home, especially with no outs. So great job running hard, and great job by Ron Washington making the call to send him home. And there's my boy Ron right there. I want to give him a quick shout out. He's the best. I went to the Braves game a couple weeks ago, and my son was super excited to see, Acuna and Albies and Riley and Murphy and all their guys. I was pumped up to see Ron. That's who I was cheering for. So here's another really good view of it. We're going to play this one a little bit more slow motion. So the secondary there, Albies starts to go. Again, this is a tough read because it's not really a line drive. It's a ground ball. So, you're kind of stuck in the middle. He goes to slam on the brakes here to get back. The ball kicks up. All right? So, first thing, as a second baseman, you're always trying to either obviously catch it in the air if you can, or you get the short hop. Now, this is tough. It's a sinking line drive. Again, it's hit hard. The better play would have probably been to just step up. I mean, it looks like he only had to probably step up maybe a foot to catch this. Instead, he tries to pick the short hop, but he works his glove up. And what we usually teach is you want to try to close that distance and get as close to the ball as possible so that when the ball hits the ground, it immediately goes into the glove. So if you think about ground contact and glove contact, it's going to sound like this, really quick. And instead of pinching through it, he kind of works up a little bit, and then that ball kicks up, kind of turns into almost an in-between hop and hits off his glove. So that's the first thing and the adjustment that can be made by a second baseman. Now, what happens here also is when you run hard, right? So let's go back to regular speed. When you run hard and the center fielder knows that Albies is going to run hard, he's going to fly around second base, the center fielder has to rush, right? So he has to try to get the ball quickly. And when he does that, he misses it. Then he slips, picks it up, and now tries to throw it in, and the run scores. So when you're known as a team that is going to run really hard on the bases, when you're known as a player that's going to run everything out 100%, the defense knows that. You apply pressure to the defense. If the defense knows that you're just going to lollygag around the bases, well then he's not going to come in as hard. He can kind of just jog in and field the ball cleanly. But he's rushing because he knows that the base runners are running hard. So keep that in mind when you're on the bases. Always try to apply pressure to the defense. The defense knows teams and they know players that run hard. And that's going to speed their internal clock up, which can often lead to more mistakes. So again, we have the mistake there. Now he goes back, he slips, he picks it up, he throws it in, and now he's going to slide in safe. Again, don't like picking on the Mets, but it seems like these crazy plays are always happening to them this year. It's just one of those years, I guess. So that's all we have. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll talk to you later.